People tend to forget, to suppress, to overlook how far they've come. Documenting your progress gives you the power to look back, to relive your journey and to see yourself with clarity. Each waypoint marks a moment without which you wouldn't be where you are today. They remind you of the challenges you overcame, the highs, the lows you pushed through, and the strength you discovered along the way. Just as importantly, they capture the moments that mattered, the memories you collected step by step, turning effort into growth and experience into achievement. Working on a car can be challenging enough on its own. Going a step further, carefully documenting the entire process, shaping it into a story and spending countless hours behind the desk to bring it all together is a challenge of a different kind. It slows you down, tests your patience, and at times makes you lose focus. Yet, looking back, I realize how easily even I forget the obstacles this car already put in my way. By sharing its problems, thinking about solutions, and documenting every step forward, my goal is to help someone out there stay focused and motivated. I want to show the honest reality of owning a classic air-cooled car, not just the victories, but the struggles as well. This is about being part of an incredible community, learning from one another, and giving back in whatever small way I can. All of this would not work without another dream I was lucky enough to get to have. My dream garage. Like in most of you guys' Instagram stories of the wildest man cave garage builds, this house was pretty much also built around the garage space, but obviously on a way smaller scale. With my Mark II Golf being built in the most standard garage you can imagine, I knew exactly what I didn't want with this garage. I moved the ground down as much as possible and raised the ceiling on one half of the garage as much as possible too. The result was a height of 3.41 meters between the floor tiles and the bare concrete ceiling, enabling to work comfortably on pretty much any standard European car. The lift is embedded in the floor, which made it very easy to move cars about and not have any obstacles on the ground. With two classic cars, I quickly realized that I would still need to figure out how to store them at home and save storage costs for one car. A 4-post lift moved into the garage shortly after the arrival of the 964 then. To keep the embedded scissor lift fully usable, the 4-post lift needed a clever trick up its sleeve. Equipped with a mobility kit, it stands on its own 4 wheels and can be moved effortlessly by a single person. This flexibility allows me to carry out lighter work directly on the 4-post lift, or roll it aside when it's time for more involved jobs on the scissor lift. Of course, this setup comes with a fair amount of rearranging, but when space is limited, smart compromises are part of the process, and this one is well worth it. Despite that, I generally enjoy working and filming in my garage. Every detail was designed to streamline my workflow. Strong, well-planned lighting, a clean and organized workspace, and the ability to still use the garage as an everyday space for my wife's car, as well as storage for our child's toys and bicycle. I also gave a lot of thought to personal storage for the car parts. By planning a large opening in the floor, I can move heavy or bulky items directly into the basement below. No more hauling awkward loads through hallways or up and down stairs.